Okay, so it's all sounding very optimistic so far, but what are the challenges of investing in the biotech and healthcare? What are the key risks? Marek, let's start with you.
Yeah, I would say in my universe and how I view it is that you have the development risk, the clinical regulatory risk, which all companies have to go through. Then you have the commercial risk when you launch a drug. And having said that, you have the competitor risk. Will this drug be better or will you be superseded by someone else? And that's very important as well. Added to that is the political risks and the macro risk, which shows this is a complex industry, why it's so important to focus on having a portfolio.
Yeah, I can see there are a lot of risks. How about you, Brett? What do you think are the key risks and challenges?
I mean, I think exactly, as Marek said, regulatory risk, the commercial risk, but increasingly the reimbursement risk. Who is going to pay for these? Science and innovation is wonderful. The pace of science and innovation has never been so great, but who's ultimately going to end up paying? And at what price is society prepared to accept the latest innovation for what increment of benefit to health? So I think that is going to become an increasing focus going forward. But as Marek said, having all of this, these risks lends itself more to a specialist manager to tackle this universe.
Right, yes. Well, I think you're right. Who is going to pay for all this healthcare as we all live much longer? And it's great that we're living longer, but obviously we're consuming rather a lot of expensive drugs and treatments. And Jeff, what do you think are the key risks at the moment?
So everything that's been said previously, so clinical development risk, commercial risk, macro risk in terms of interest rates, and then political risk in terms of what happens with drug pricing. I will say that the smaller companies, the emerging biotech companies, typically their valuations are really driven by one lead asset. And so frequently, if there's a critical event like a phase 3 clinical trial result or an FDA regulatory decision, that stock on that particular event could go down 80% or go up 100% on one of those events. So the individual stocks can be quite volatile. And it's important to manage the risk going into those particular events. But it's a very exciting sector. And overall, I think the sector is creating a lot of value for patients.